Whether it's good to see you again or you're here for the first time, fasten that seatbelt and join me, won't you, on another adventure. But before we get started, let's find out where this all began. We start at Pilgrim Hospital in Boston, Lincolnshire, England. The year is 1990, and in the final hours of August, my mother is rushed to hospital as it was time for some proper hashtag scenes, and as September awoke, I, Dr. Benji FM, was born. So there I was, Boston born, and although my place of birth, I never actually lived in Boston, as at a young age I moved around Lincolnshire more times than I've bottled cup finals. In the same year, Boston's football team had finished 18th, just avoiding relegation in what was then known as the English Football Conference, England's fifth tier, known as the National League these days. In 1993, though, Boston were relegated to Tier 6 and had to wait 7 years before promotion back to the conference for the 2000-2001 season. 2002 now, and the following season, having gone professional, Boston upset the odds, winning the conference on goal difference, seeing them promoted to the Football League, though it wasn't a promotion without controversy. Boston manager Steve Evans and former chairman Pat Malkinson were charged with breaking the FA's rules over player registration. Both men got bans and the club were fined and docked 4 points for the upcoming season. Dagenham and Redbridge, though, who finished second, in a league that only saw top spot promoted, rightly felt the ban should have been applied to the season just gone, meaning they'd have been promoted. The FA, however, disagreed, and as a result, this rivalry rumbles on today. 2007, and after a couple of decent seasons in the Football League, Boston United were eventually relegated and even had to enter administration, meaning they were demoted 2 divisions while needing to pay football creditors 100% of what they were owed. 2008 saw them finish 10th in Tier 6, but still found themselves in administration for much of the season, and despite coming out of administration just before the new season, Boston were demoted one more time, finding themselves in the 7th tier of English football. And that brings us to 2010. Boston United were finally promoted back to Tier 6, and that's where we start with them today, with a familiar face in midfield. The fans throughout this deserved better, and it's time to bring some glory back to Boston, the right way. Welcome to Boston, boys. I'm Dr. Benji FM. Let's go. Hello then viewers, and welcome to a new series on the channel. It's always fun to say that, with Boston United, the team of my birth, essentially. I was born, of course, in Boston, as you've now seen. I wasn't a cute child. No? Okay, let's move on quickly. So for the next few months, this will be the save that is predominantly here for us to watch, and hopefully you'll get on board and enjoy the journey with me. I'm very, very excited. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm very, very excited. Now, our home ground then will be York Street. We'll start with some of the basics as we go towards our facilities before we introduce ourselves to the squad. They've got average training facilities, adequate youth facilities, no data analyst facilities, which I find a bit concerned. Not even a laptop. I feel like I want to offer my services in that area, really. The stadium condition isn't that good, and the game have Boston moving into the community stadium at the start of next season. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to happen in real life. There's not really a timescale put on that, but I'm not going to change what's in-game. I'm going to leave it so that if anyone wants to play at home, they are in the same situation as I. So the community stadium is coming next year. That'd be very soon. I mean, moving out straight away. I've not even unpacked the boxes that I've moved in to move into my new place in Boston. It's going to be a nightmare, viewers. But we find ourselves then in the Vanarama National League North, the 6th tier, as you now know, of English football, trying to build our way up to the Premier League and beyond. That's the big goal, of course. Who knows how long it will take. Previous winners of this division, they've just left the division, are Salford City, of course. We had a Salford save on this channel once that was very successful. People very much enjoyed it. All right then, gang, let's take a look at the squad then, and let's look Andy Tadoy. I mean, we're joining in once again. I've changed the attribute thresholds a little bit to 12, 9 and 6 for those that are interested. But you can see there, Andy Tadoy, in all his glory, 25 years of age. It says he's 5'7" there. I dispute that. And I think that's something we can all admire about Andy Tadoy. It's not just his free kick taking, but he's got an exceptional level of hair standard. I mean, it's right up there. If you're going to play for us, your hair's got to be of top-notch quality. And Andy Tadoy sets that standard. I will say for anyone, if you're a Boston fan, I do know he's actually called Andy Thanodge. I've been getting it wrong for about 4 years. It's a theme. Andy, if you're watching, it's not ideal. We all make mistakes. In terms of some of the better players at the team, or in the team currently then, Max Wright, on loan from Grimsby. He looks like he's going to be one of the star men for us. Decent dribbling ability, pacey too, good natural fitness, nice work rate as well for this level of football. George Smith, on loan from Chesterfield, recently joined on loan, but we're going to have him for the entire year, which is quite nice. It's probably going to be one of our best players comfortably, very good physically, tackling, marking solid, as is his heading, crossing going forward too. Keep an eye out for him. And, I mean, if we're going on this theme, his hair is spotless, viewers. He's worked on that for weeks. He knew he was coming. He's done some research. He's gone, bloody Andy Tannoy's got good hair, hasn't he? I better shape up my game. And you can see there he's worked terrifically hard on that. Thank you, George. Much appreciate it. And Ben Davies over on the other side, who's very good, very experienced. I mean, when you look at those starting attributes, he's 37. So I don't know how long he's going to be of this standard for, but at 37, we'll take him for at least a year or two. Looks like he's still got something to offer. So welcome Ben Davies too. Of course, we'll get to know the rest of the boys as we go forward, and I may well make a couple of signings as well if I feel there's a few areas which you need to strengthen. Of course, I've added players to playable teams to give us basically a youth squad, and this is the youth squad we were given. Some good, some not so good, but they are all regens. Chris Latham and Tom Smith, two strikers that might turn out to be decent one day, but won't see the first team for a couple of years because they're quite young at the moment, both 16 years of age. But we'll see how we get on with those at a later date then. When it comes to a tactic, though, like I've said, I'm not really going to go through the team so much, but we have to talk about it a little bit. I think that my philosophy on Football Manager this year has been sort of slow possession-based football, and I don't really know the team well enough yet to know if they're capable of that. That's not going to stop me. So we're still going to go for a vertical tiki-taka style, working it up the pitch quite slowly, quite methodically, and seeing how we do with that, but while keeping quite a high defensive line. We'll start with this. This is subject to change. All of this is subject to change because we're starting quite soon. What team does it give me? Let's just see. Oh, look at that. Andy Tanner is a Mazzala. We'll play around with this, viewers. I'm not sure this is definitely going to be what we go with. I do know. This isn't what we're going to go with. Lots needs to be done there. But of course, then, the journey is to get through the divisions the best we can. The expectations early in the season, if you look at the season preview here, you can see 11th. So work to be done, but it's very tight. I feel like there's not much between a lot of the sides in there. There are some big name teams in there that have been league teams in the past. York City, Stockport, of course, Darlington that were there once upon a time too, as they've sort of worked their way back up, I think. So it's not going to be an easy get out of this division. Of course it's not, but it's going to be a fun ride nonetheless, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Hopefully you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Let's do a few of the bits of news. David Newton, chairman there, has welcomed me to Boston. I'll have a chat with David. Hello, David. Hi, Doctor. Welcome to the Pilgrims. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Or if he'll mention the fact I was born here, probably won't. I mean, no, he's not mentioned it there. Well, maybe there's still time. Great. Let's get this meeting started. He wants to know. I've got a lot of history. Go on, tell me everything you know, David. We'll share, we'll bond. Coffee, David? As was mentioned in your welcome message, the club has no philosophies which you'll be judged on. Not a single philosophy. Okay. I'm not going to have a meeting about that then. I've got no philosophies either. We're philosophyless. It's traditional to hold a press conference when signing a new manager. Would you like to set one up? Yeah, sure. Go on, bring them in. All right, thank you for the introduction. Assistant manager-wise, I'll talk to Lee in my own time. I won't force a meeting with him. I don't want to just barge into his office while he's sat in my chair. You can see then lots of players were newly brought in, so team cohesion might be a bit of an issue. That might be a bit of an issue. We've got a couple of players out on long-term injuries as well. Jay Rollins he's quite good and unavailable for the first 5 months. That is a bit of a nuisance. All right, noted. Our pre-season then, we play Evesham, Harlow, Stamford, Stoke under-23s and Boston Town. Oh, that sounds like a rivalry waiting to happen. They're in the United Counties Premier. They're quite a bit lower down than we are. Of course, I'll run you through the background, viewers, but I feel like the intro did a very good job of that. Well done to me. Of course, we've got strengths and weaknesses as well. There's lots to go through here. This is a bit concerning. This isn't the best squad in terms of crossing, heading, marking, tackling, vision, anticipation. There's more. Positioning isn't great either. Right, well, those are the things we might have to be working on. And over on the other side, the goalkeepers in the team are generally adept at throwing the ball out. So, give me the title now. In general, the team are impressive from the penalty spot. Well, I'll tell you what, we're ready. Get me in those playoffs. I can't wait. I feel a cup run coming on, viewers. I feel it. Can you feel it? It's messing about. All right, then. So, as ever, this is an introductory episode at the very start. We'll set some expectations too. I think we'll go for a top half finish or mid-table finish. Oh, blimey. I don't want to set ambition to... Okay, we'll set standards. Look, we'll tell the boys, look, we're going to be kind about it. We're going to just set it at a level which we know we're capable. And then when we perform massively above expectations, everyone's going to go wild with delight. So that's what we'll do. I mean, in terms of transfer budget, there's not a massive amount of wiggle room. 40,000 in the balance sheets as well, which Okay. Look, lots of work to be done. I think that's the theme of the first episode. Next time we meet, then, I will have played through pre-season and we will play Geisley in our first game of the season. I'm excited to bring you it. If you've enjoyed this introductory episode and you're excited to join me on the adventure, do drop a like on it. Let's see if we can break records with how many likes we can leave. And I'll see you again soon for more. A new series. It's good to be back. And I'll see you tomorrow at 5 PM. These videos, I'll tell you now, will be out at 5 PM every single weekday. Be there or be square. Pitch. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We love with care. Goodbye.